Okay. This last page, Oda put in the work right there with that double page spread where you see the Straw Hats assembled. My God, that is beautiful. And I love this moment where you have this scene where Luffy's looking at the Straw Hats and he says, I'm going up to take out Kaido. You guys handle the rest. Watch my back. Like that right there. No cap. That right there says a lot about how far the Straw Hats have actually come. To think that a lot of these people are little ragtag throwaways from the East Blue. The fact that they've come this far to where they're even going to attempt to try and fight off the numbers that they're having to fight off. And for Luffy, the kid who Shanks didn't even want to let him onto his actual ship, and the kid who couldn't even actually drink at the bar, the kid who was getting bodied in the first chapter, to think that that little snot-nosed little brat has come this far, that is beautiful right there. Like, that's every bit of a shonen glow up right there. I love that right there, man. Like, this is one of those times where you look at the progress that Luffy and his crew have made and you can't help but actually marvel at it. And once again, Oda with the artwork with the page spreads, like as somebody that reads the Boruto manga, I'm telling you, like, I appreciate this extra work, man. Like from the expressions to the way that the panels are laid out to just, again, the double page spreads, but I mean the expressive art. Like when Momo and Shinobu are looking at Yamato, when Yamato's like, yo, I'm Oden, I'll protect you. The way that they're drawn is just so fucking hilarious. I love every bit of that right there. But like this chapter, when you see that Nami's like, okay, Franky, we need to get out of here. Franky says something that was very interesting that really caught my eye. Franky says like, hey, are you even trying to make our captain king of the pirates? And that's when it really hit me, like, oh shit, like this is a huge moment for Luffy's legend. Like this, if Luffy pulls this off, knocking off Big Mom and Kaido, or even fighting them to a standstill and having to retreat, this is Luffy's Garp moment. This is Luffy's Roger moment. Just how when Roger and Garp were going up against the Rocks pirates, if Luffy can pull this off, he's cemented himself in pirate legacy. He could never be the king of the pirates. And he will go down as arguably the pirate with the biggest set of balls and easily one of the 5 most impressive pirates to have ever sailed the sea. Like, this is impressive right here. This is really impressive. I'm so interested to see what Luffy has up his back. But I like how you get this moment where Franky is charging up the attack and he's getting ready to attack Big Mom, and Big Mom's like, oh, I like that body of yours, and Franky's like, yeah, you like my metal body, bitch? Watch this right here. And I love how when he realizes that essentially Usopp and Chopper have been captured and he sees that the numbers are the same size as oars, and he's like, oh, okay, these things are huge. And Big Mom explains like, oh, okay, so this is the failed attempt at recreating the ancient giants. Got it. Well, you get this moment to where Franky shoots that actual beam off in order to get Usopp and to get Chopper free. And Big Mom, some kind of way, manages to get behind Franky in that moment, and you're thinking that Franky's gonna get clobbered. And then it's like, wait a second, Jinbe and Big Mom all of a sudden on the same panel, and Jinbe's using Fishman karate, and then you have Nico Robin, who is using her devil fruit and using the flower fruit. She's actually folding up Big Mom, and you get this scene where it's so well drawn, where all of a sudden Nico Robin is looking over at Franky and she's like, was that good? This is like, yo girl, you know you did something pretty awesome. And you got that scene where Jinbe's like, man, she's gonna come back even better and angrier than before. Good job right there. Like, they know they're stirring up the hornet's nest. They just don't give a fuck because they're willing to do anything to make Luffy the king of the pirates. I love that loyalty that you have right there with the actual Straw Hats. That is very beautiful. And it's really funny how Luffy's like, okay, time to go see Kaido, and Zoro's like, hey, I'm gonna go with you too. They start trying to ascend and then they get cut off, and it's just like, it's not gonna be that easy for you guys to join Kinemon and them. And I get why Oda went this approach. Even if it's happening off screen, you need to let Kinemon and them fight against Kaido, and you need to let them fail, especially if Luffy's gonna be one that actually gets the job done. Essentially, they need to be the jobbers who, to use a wrestling term, they need to be the jobbers who essentially put Kaido over before we get that main event match of Luffy versus Kaido. Like, we need that right there. Even though though it would be very poetic for Oden's men to actually strike down Kaido, that's not gonna happen narratively. Again, it would make the most sense. In some kind of way, Buggy the Clown's gonna get credit for this victory because Buggy gets credit for everything, but the point is that it has to be Luffy that actually finished these guys off. So I get why Oda's doing this, but I have to say, when I was reading this chapter, one thing that really stood out to me is like they're fighting on an island, and all the One Piece fights happen on an island, but to be on something this small and to have this wide of an actual range, this is essentially a war that is taking place right here, and this is better paced than Marineford. Like, I kind of like what you're seeing right here. I think that that might be a hot take right there. I'm not sure where the community is on that, but I personally think this is better paced. And I like the idea of like Luffy has to ascend up several levels before he can actually get up there to Kaido. So this could be a thing where Luffy and whoever joins him, they're able to actually grow in power as they're actually fighting. Like, I like that right here. And what I also like is how, Sanji is kind of at a dual nature at this point because he's struggling with himself, because Sanji understands, like, in order to actually participate in this fight, I need this raid suit, but I hate using it. And it's because Sanji, back to the whole Cake Island stuff, Sanji does not like being associated with his family, but that technology that they have from the North Blue, that raid suit that he has, that's his only way of staying in the fight. That's my opinion, but I love how you get that moment of clarity from Sanji where he realizes he has to accept the worst parts of himself, the parts of himself that he does not want to acknowledge exist. He's got to accept that if he's going to actually help Luffy reach his dream right there. That is so nice narratively. That's one of those beautiful moments right there. Now, I am going to say I did think it was a little disappointing that Sanji wasn't leveled up in his raid suit right there next to the Straw Hats. I think that it's one of those things where as they assemble and Luffy says, "Watch my back," I really feel like narratively it would have worked better if Sanji stayed in that suit, because it shows you that Sanji's kind of accepted that part of himself that he doesn't want to accept, all for the purpose of actually making Luffy's dream come true. But again, I get why Oda's doing this. He's dragging it out a little bit. So gonna be very interesting to see what happens with Sanji on this right here, because I do feel like Sanji needs that suit in order to hang in with the bad guys right here. So my chapter question to you guys is actually going to be Sanji related right now. So my question to you guys is, if you had to rank Sanji in the Straw Hat crew in terms of power, where would you rank him? So obviously Luffy would be 1. So where would you rank Sanji in terms of power? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.